right, so I don't know if y'all seen the video that's been going around with Jim Jones doubling down on him having more Billboard hits than Nas. And we're not talking about Little Nas X. We're not talking about like Nas that plays YouTube basketball. We're talking about Nas. One Mic Nas, If I Ruled the World Nas, Illmatic Nas. And it all started because a kid from New Jersey doubled down on Jim Jones being the better artist than Nas. And I never thought I would see the day where Jim Jones and Nas was being compared as who was better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just two different eras. But Jim Jones, other than going on Fat Joe's show and JadaKiss show and, you know, giving some game to the young bull, he decided to double down on it by saying that he had more Billboard hits than Nas. Let's get into this.
I recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
that's my young boy.
Big hits.
He's wild.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying, Nas is like a god.
In my era too. I mean,
so
well,
to be compared,
let me
that young kid out.
He was young, and we loved that he loved Jim Jones. I want you to break it down.
Let's break this down. I admired Nas, but remember Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade.
Yes.
So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93. I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in, that I came into light and started going crazy, that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know. But
you know what I mean?
A lot of them know.
Yes.
But it's the era.
Some music.
No,
there's some kids that.
No, I love that.
There's some kids that love hip hop.
20, so I mean,
but he's your son.
He's your son.
He's your son.
No, but he knows.
My son can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like let's keep it a buck here.
Yeah, but
like, let's keep it a buck. You heard? Let's keep it a buck because you'll bring it up. There must be some type of misconception or what's that word when it comes to Jim Jones and what Jim Jones have done in this game. A lot of these rappers,
we made them take the darkies off.
A lot of these rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself, gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. No, me, Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all them niggas' entries and shit like that. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody, but I hear the comparisons and the niggas be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this shit. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You want to go to the billboard entries, pull up Nas billboard entries, then pull up my billboard entries.
Listen, we can't compare the two. What I'm trying to tell you is
I want to go there. Hold on. I want to go down the line now, because now we going down the line. He's a rapper and I'm a rapper.
Listen,
let's go statistically.
It feels great.
No, but I want to go statistically, because when people be like,
I feel the same way. We all feel the same way.
And forget about the numbers. You heard? My numbers back up.
Let me step up to the forefront. Us in the music of hip hop culture have a problem. Is a thing, and there's nothing. The world goes off numbers, but in hip hop, we don't pay enough homage to those before us the correct way. And sometimes it's even myself. So it gets no other genre of music fucking, I don't even know who to use.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, hip hop is like basketball.
Jelly Roll's never gonna say that about
hip hop is like basketball.
Jelly Roll.
John Morant get on the court with LeBron. He's going to kill LeBron. So this is what this is about.
Any song, any of that shit is murder.
Kill LeBron.
This is what this is
But
about.
that don't got nothing
There's
to do
nothing
with
that could.
homage.
There's never is me. When you putting me up against anybody, I'm taking me every time. Every time.
Supposed to.
Okay,
Every
but
time, in all
let me say
categories.
something though, Jim. Let me
in
say,
every category,
Jim,
I get busy.
You started off
supposed to
saying
feel
you
like
grew up
that.
watching Nas.
Of
The only
course, I
problem,
didn't take that away from
the
him.
only situation I'm saying now to you, right? There is no situation.
always tell people
Kids
that
should
story.
worship you.
You fucking started.
No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing. I did not know
Nas
it was
gonna be
going
mad
there.
at you because you're really
No.
friends with him.
He gonna be
You heard?
mad at you.
Not me. I don't know him.
Yo, so we thought like, listen, Jim Jones had a point where he talked about the generation gap of the kids nowadays, who they're listening to and who they revere as one of the highest MCs, right? I seen there was a video of like, they were asking somebody like G Herbo, or there was like a back in the day rapper or something like that. And everybody was like, yo, G Herbo, right? That's the point that I do agree with Jim Jones on. But as far as to try to compare yourself to Nasir's whole catalog, your Billboard hits, this, that, and the third.
Jim Jones has more hits than Nas.
I'm from New Jersey. We grew up on ballin'.
That's one.
We did not grow up on one mic. Pop Champagne, Summer in Miami. That's a classic.
If I Rule the World. How's that comparable to those songs you just said?
I'm 22. Every Nas song that my man's MJ played, we said we heard that from what, Dub?
2K.
2K. Those songs are in the video game.
Okay.
I have never in my life said at a party, yo, throwing that Nas right now. If you did top 3 influential people regarding dressing,
But
swag, Jim Jones is top 3.
But Nas influenced Jim Jones.
Cap, Chrome Hearts and the BB Simons belts and all that. Jim Jones is like top 3.
So where you put Max B?
Nobody was wearing Ed Hardy. Nobody was wearing True Religion. Nobody was wearing Chrome Hearts. All that was white biker stuff. He brought that into the culture.
And how old are you, real quick?
23.
23.
So Nas first dropped 94, right? So that's a different time period where this is not really even checking for numbers yet. He came in at a period where he's just checking for the skill of the game. You're comparing 2 different eras, and I feel like it's a little bit disingenuous.
It's the difference between being in the game and being relevant.
But
Jim Jones is more relevant than Nas.
Jim Jones and Nas are in the same era. Jim Jones is 48 years old. Nas is 51 years old. Jim Jones just wasn't a rapper and didn't know how to rap when Nas was rapping. No matter what Jim Jones has improved to, it's still not Nas.
But
Like,
you
you
know
can put
it's
a V12
funny.
in a Honda, it's
you
not
know
a
it-
Lamborghini.
But you know it's funny. The last Nas album is not better than the last Jim Jones album. It's not better than the last 3 Jim Jones.
By
albums.
what metric,
By what,
though?
yeah.
By bars, by everything. El Capo,
It's better
the
than
deluxe is better than King's Disease.
I bet you he did not even listen to the King's Disease. I bet any money, chat, this little nigga did not listen to the King's Disease. He got all of his information off of TikTok, Twitter. The kid was also saying things like, oh, we never go to a party and we never said throw on that Nas. So that told me everything I need to know about his mindset and who he was thinking about. Like, who really goes to a party and say throw on Nas? Nas don't make party music. Jim Jones got to know this little nigga. Jim Jones got to be this little nigga's father or something. Ain't no way you just talk about... You think... I never in my ages... Like, I know Jim Jones be rocking some stuff and he doing his fashion stuff. But I never... even in my generation, like... We didn't look at Jim Jones as the fly nigga, bro. So I'm just kind of confused, chat. Like, I'm just confused. Like, well, what's going on here, chat? Look at the difference between this 22-year-old, right? Because, like, he could like what he likes. And then this 22-year-old, right? You can be, like, as Jim Jones said, that's your son to JadaKiss. You can have a kid that is 22, 23, that got knowledge, that made it his business. When I was listening to hip hop, I wasn't in high school. Hell no, in the 90s. I'm a child in the 90s when Pac was out. I'm a kid in the 90s in Jamaica when Biggie was out. You feel me? When I came up to America and I learned just certain things about, certain cultures, I always knew who Tupac was. Because Tupac was, like, for the world. Like, I'm going to be real. But I made it my business, bro. Just like with R&B, just like with every genre. Made it my business to go do my research because that's not my time. So I'm going to go and do my research to find out what is real, what is not, who is who. Like, bro, I'm listening to Eric B. and Rakim, and I'm not even from that era. Like, whoa. Like, that's the duty that you have to do. As even a youngin', you want information. Information is key. He just throwing out nobody was rocking True Religion. We didn't start. We was a rocking True Religion, antique denims, and shit like that because of Jim Jones. Like, you know what I'm saying? So whoever, like, this kid right here, like, you could just tell this is his mindset. Just look at him. The reason why people rock chrome hearts in hip hop. When the first rapper who wore chrome hearts and babes on his feet with the full outfit is Jay-Z. At the NBA game, front row, sitting next to Beyonce. So who influenced? Like, I'm pretty sure you think chrome hearts was just okay. Yeah, you could just rock my shit. No one cared what the hell Jim Jones was wearing back in the day, bro. Chrome Hearts was only Cher and you know what I'm saying? The big pop stars and certain people was only able to rock those things. Just like Lululemon telling the big girls not to rock his shit. Telling the black girls, yo, I don't need you to rock my shit. That's how they was rocking. You think they just gonna have any rapper with their shit on, nigga? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to look at, this is the comparison that somebody put up, right? On-demand audio streams, right? 15.8 mil monthly listeners. Just look at it. Nas had 22 charted songs. Jim Jones had 2, right? He told us to pull up the metrics, and we're pulling it up. Even though we know the metrics don't really matter in a conversation like this, because we know that Nas is who Nas is, and Nas changed the game. You feel me? No one's saying that, okay, pop champagne and ballin'. Yeah, we know. But we got to talk about what is going to matter years from now, right? Like, is pop champagne going to matter? Yeah, like, cool to some people. But we're talking about the culture of hip-hop, the black culture, the world. Nas just has records that is just everlasting. Like, I'm still listening to If I Rule the World in 2025, right? I feel like also the fact that his son does not know who Nas is, right? It kind of shows, like, what Jim Jones is teaching in his household. JadaKiss' son knows because JadaKiss paid homage. JadaKiss brought up a whole point about paying homage because at the end of the day, in our culture, we find it hard to pay homage. We find it hard to just say, yo, I looked up to you and, like, you're one of the reasons. I've seen people trying to compare Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. Chris Brown himself is saying, yo, I'm not Michael, bro. I'm Chris Brown. You understand? I know where I was a kid looking up to Mike, right? So it's like not just the Jim Jones thing. It's like the culture, like that loves to just, like he brought up, he said Dolly Parton, who's another, like, you know what I'm saying, Britney Spears or like one of those girls would not have said, oh yeah, like we're better than Dolly Parton, like, because they know how to pay homage. You know what I mean? And you just look at the numbers just of metrics. It's a lot to a little. So I'm just like, he has to be talking about Lil Nas X. Even when I even did the reaction to Jay-Z and Bow Wow and who was the bigger star and all this shit. And I told y'all why I felt like Bow Wow was like actually like, doing the acting thing kind of pushed him up. But Jay-Z was Jay-Z. All those $1 million records, all those 500,000, like, stop. Same thing with Nas. We only will ever compare Nas and Jay-Z. Why are we comparing Jim Jones? And I don't like, and it's not all of them, but it's the ones that's just missing. You got Palm, all this shit. These are the ones that swear they rocking. Like, I bet you when you look back and you get older, he's gonna look back at that statement and he's gonna like feel like a dummy. So I can't wait for that. But it's like, do your thing, like who you like. But Jim Jones, like, you could have like did the best thing possible, pay homage for real, and not do that shit, bro. Anyways, man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Nas and like we gotta be. He probably was talking about Lil Nas X. Like, ain't no way this nigga talk about nasty Nas.